hello YouTube. So today I have a BRZ, and it's not the fastest car on the channel by no means, but this is a precision driving tool. Alright, hello YouTube, I've got Justin here and we're going to talk about his car.
I bought it for rallycross, specifically. Off-road rallycross. It's a lot of fun. It's combining drifting and stuff like that. But
so, it doesn't look stock, but tell me about suspension work.
Basically, I have some camber adjustment in the front to give it better turn-in. And it has Bilstein inverted monotubes, and those are for extra strength. They can take jumps pretty good, and you know, potholes, and you know, they're really strong.
So you've used the car for rallying before? Yeah,
not stage rally that people are typically thinking of, but it's more of a big open course, kind of like an autocross, but in the dirt. So there's some big ruts in there, and the suspension gets beat up quite a bit. I also like to, because I use the car on both off-road and on-road, I like to switch the tires like we're sitting on, and it becomes, you know, a rally car or a track car just by switching the tires in a daily. It does have back seats, you know.
Yeah, but you can't fit people on the back seats, so they're used to stored tires.
I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to sit in the back seat and I'll show you.
Well, I'm not going to sit in the back seat, that's Alright, so you've used it for rallycross, some rallying, circuit racing, and you did some endurance as well, right?
Yes, I recently did a rally enduro, which is basically consisting of, it's about a mile and a half, or it takes about a minute and a half to get around the course. I think it's more than a mile, it's like 2 miles. But you just get around, it's in a big lake bed, and cool. You just go balls to the wall the whole time. But you have to watch your temps and keep track of the tires, keep track of yourself. I had a co-driver with me, my girlfriend. She was pouring water on me while we're on the track.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. After about 10 minutes, I thought that the race was almost over. Because I was battling the car. It's really, if you had a front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, it's a lot smoother, easier. But rear-wheel drive is more challenging, and that's why I have a rear-wheel drive, because it's challenging.
Driver's car.
Yeah, that's the right term. It's a driver's car. Or the main point is to survive the endurance race, not to get the fastest lap times. You have to go fast, but you also need to make it through the whole race. The tires can actually overheat, the coolant, and also the oil. Those are the most common things, and there's other things too. Think about the wheel bearings, axles, the whole thing. They get hot. So you have to watch your temps, and when the temps get a little high, turn on the heater, shift up a little bit so the revs drop down, and change your driving. The Hoonigan's Burnyard, that is a lot of fun. I haven't done it for a while, but I've been there 3 times, and one time I was out there, and they have the K-rails to protect people from getting killed by cars, you know, because there's some crazy guys out there. And I actually miscalculated because I was not using my race tires in the back, and I swung a little too hard, and I actually hopped up on the K-rail. and the car went above the K-rail, came back down and back up again and came back down, and I had a scuff on the rim, just the edge of the rim. That's it. And I was looking at the car. In the car, I thought that I was done. I thought the car was done, totaled. It felt like the car smashed in, but I looked out, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Wow, so these FRS, BRZ, GT86s, whatever they're called, are very sturdy cars. So parents, you can buy your child one of those. They're speed addiction, safety, teenager rated.
The insurance is very high though.
Because people try and crash into K-rails with them.
Oh my God.
What makes this car handle so well is the low centre of gravity of the boxer engine. This horizontally opposed engine can sit low down in the chassis, just like, say, a Porsche, for example, although this is obviously a front engine car. And that really helps the handling, helps it to change direction easier and just be more nimble. And also, me personally and many other people think that this car needs a turbo. 200 horsepower is not enough. And I think that way, but at the same time, I know that this is a precision driving tool, and the turbo would possibly upset the balance of the car. These things are so easy to drive. And yes, you're in a BRZ with the FA20, but it has equal length headers, so you've got that Subaru, blah, 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 blah. I love that. And it makes good power, so this car isn't stock, it's tuned for E85, so it's making about 230 horsepower at the crank. Okay, suspension, as you heard in the interview, is upgraded a little bit, and this is about momentum, so you can really wind this car out to 7,008 RPM. Start to lean on the front of the car, it's just good power. I just love that sound, sounds fantastic. And again, this car, I love cars being so light and agile, 2,700 pounds. I mean, say that they make them like they used to, but I really respect Subaru and Toyota for making this car, for coming together for this joint venture. Because boy, this thing really carries the speed through the corners. No, it's not 800 horsepower like the last car, it's only 200, but guess what? I'm still having fun. And the manual gearbox, this gearbox is so easy to use. The whole car is easy to use actually. Gear change, fantastic. The feeling of the clutch, again, is great. And you can carry so much momentum through the corners as well. You know, it's a car that you just work on your driving technique. I highly recommend these cars. You know, as a car that you can just get in, put your foot right down and have fun. This is my kind of car. I mean, yeah, I like more power, but still, if you are not a power mad car lover, you can have a lot of fun. And what I like about these cars as well, you can just get this car, it's kind of like a MX-5 Miata, where you can just get the car, take it to a track day, and just have a lot of fun. You need some good tyres, and that's all you need. I just love that flat floor. It has a shift light, has a digital speedometer. So again, 7,000 RPM limiter. So the owner tells me that these cars have been detuned from the factory for emissions. There's normally a kind of low area of torque from about 2 1000 RPM. It's been tuned out completely because the power dip was for emissions, but this gives you full beans. So this reminds me of an S2000 where it's just rev happy. You've got to really keep it pinned to make good power. But it does carry the speed through the corners. Okay, I'm learning better driving technique. Do all my braking before I start cornering. Okay, again, look through the corner, keep the power down. Oh, it feels so good. Again, brakes are pretty good. It's got upgraded race spec rotors. And they're very good for cooling. So you can really drive the crap out of this car. Just drive it hard. And that's what it's made to do. I mean, okay, it's got the direct injection FA20 engine. And it's a really robust engine. I heard there were a couple of recalls from the beginning, the first year of manufacture, but they've all been ironed out now. And this engine feels really strong. Like, you can just hammer it over and over and over and over again. Again, starting to get used to, oh, there's a bit of mud there. Starting to get used to the car now. Trusting the chassis. I've got the passenger seat next to me. It's a little bit jumpy, but I think we're doing okay. Whoopsie. Okay, have a second. Okay, super slick gear change. Lovely. Okay, so this car has electric power steering, but it's a really good system. I'm actually feeling a little bit of chatter through the wheel, which I wasn't expecting. Just a little bit, but it's telling me how much grip I have. The steering in this car, and I guess it's due to the light weight of this car, 2,700 pounds. It just kind of makes the car feel more communicative. A really communicative car. I'm shouting here because this is one noisy little car. But I get a lot of confidence driving it, going through some corners here. I feel really confident. It's so light, and it's doing everything I want to do. It's turning with me. Steering is great. There's no inertia here. Well, there's probably a little bit, but I don't feel it. It's my companion. And I just love these cars like this. Now the factories are making these cars so heavy, but I can get just on the gas early with it. Federal RSRR's gripping me. And it's just thrashtastic. That's the word I've just invented, thrashtastic, man. It's just a wonderful little car. Again, out of power, sharp corner here, hard on the brakes, turn, power out, get feeling the limit of the grip again on these brakes here, turning it, little chicane thing, feel the car rotating behind me, yes! Woo. And that was fun, so I don't need 1,000,000 horsepower to have fun, and that's what the owner was telling me. Okay, so I recommend the BRZ. Not everyone, as I said before, is power man, and this is just fun, unadulterated fun. You know, you can drive the car with no driver aids on. Where the car isn't kicking out. It's just predictable. Okay, braking, get that done. In a second, turn. Such a sweet little driving car. And you can really throw these cars around. Starting to trust the brakes. I'm giving these brakes a bit of a beating. It's designed for corners. This car is designed for cornering. Road is open. Getting 7,000 RPM, third gear. But my point is, you can get in these cars and you can really drive them hard and you can have so much fun. I really recommend these cars as a driver's car. Please guys, if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you very much for Justin, Subtledriver on YouTube, for letting me review his car. Like this video, share it, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode of The Speed Addiction. See you later.